The Opinion with Michael J. Alberta's liquor actions speak loudly about self-interest being their prime objective. So should we call this episode Lost That Motherly Spirit? Restocking shelves? No pun intended. So what do we have here? Alberta ending its ban on the sale of U.S. liquor effective immediately. And this was on June the 6th. Take a look. U.S. booze on the shelves again. Kentucky straight rye. They just cannot get it into the friggin' slot quick enough. Holy crap, holy. What are we going to do here, folks? Alberta's the first one to get off the last one to get on the bandwagon, and the first one to get off the bandwagon, even when nothing's moving in either direction at that time. Kind of like, your best friend. Are you going to be there with me when the times get tough? Your best friend says, yes, I'll be there with you. All of a sudden, you're in the heat of the moment, and there's your best friend running the other way. So there we are. I couldn't have said it better myself. No pun intended, but I hope I made my point. So let's look here. Now, so this happened June the 6th, which was a Friday. And let's see what the people of Alberta have to say about this.
It's going to be tough. We'll see how it goes.
The provincial government officially lifted its ban on U.S. liquor imports Friday, a restriction first introduced in response to tariff threats from U.S. President Donald Trump. Premier Daniel Smith announced the decision back in March, saying it was originally meant to support local producers during a time of economic uncertainty. Reaction is mixed. One Calgary woman tells us she'd still rather shop domestic.
I think we should support more Canadian-made products, and I think lifting of the trade barriers interprovincially and interprovincially is going to be a great start to that. I think Canada produces a lot of its own fantastic alcohol, and I'd like to see more of a domestic market make a comeback.
But others welcomed the change.
I think they're the best products in the world, so why wouldn't we pay more for something that's better?
I have no issue with that. I think more choice is better for everybody, so I'm on board. I think people are going to go out, stampede, and have fun and not be super concerned about where the alcohol comes from.
A 25% federal import tax still applies to American liquor shipped after March 4th, meaning those products could still come at a premium. In Calgary, Carlene Sorensen, City News.
It's going to be tough. We'll see how.
Well, there you go, folks. What more can I say? So, what do you think? Do you think this is appropriate? Now, if we're supposed to be opening our borders, west coast to the east coast, and maximizing our efficiencies within the microcosm of this continent north of the 49th parallel, then why are we opening American liquor products to Alberta? Alberta's the only one doing it. Furthermore, just a couple months ago, Alberta put a wine tax on wine. Like, both of these efforts, opening for American liquor products, putting a wine tax on wine, goes against what we're trying to do collectively, working in unity for the best of Canadians. So we got a question. Alberta, whose best interests are you really serving? Just saying, folks. Now, people are going to say, let's be clear, no matter how I rationalize this, I'm going to counter one of the pushbacks, and that is Quebec is no better. And why do I say that? Well, Quebec uses the culture card as meaning they trump. Yikes. Did I say they trump? The 51st state of Alberta? No pun intended, of course not. Got to have a certain amount of humor, folks. But metaphorically speaking, Quebec is no better than Alberta with respect to separatism. I think it's misguided from both parties, whether it be Alberta or it be Quebec. But here's the real issue here with this. The American liquor products in Alberta, the tax on wine with Alberta, and Canadian unity when it's most important. So now the issue is here. You had a First Ministers meeting on June the 2nd in Saskatoon. That First Ministers meeting on June 2 in Saskatoon is the first time in 40 years that we've had a First Ministers meeting in the West or the Midwest, however you want to paraphrase it. So immediately after that meeting, where does Danielle Smith go? She goes to Washington. Kind of like Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. No, it's not a James Stewart movie, but has some levity, add some humor to things. But maybe that's humor that it's kind of like flying that jet plane. Flying that jet plane. Kind of like a Dusty Springfield song. Nonetheless, before I digress any further, so Alberta opens their market to American liquor June the 6th. You know, you've got the benefit of sending your oil down to the States, having the lowest tariff penalty in place, and yet you just still want to have more your way. It's kind of like watching Nemo, and the seagulls are on the poles in the wharf. They see scraps of food, could be garbage, but yet they say, me, 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 me. So we need unity here, folks. Alberta, we're going to be doing a part 2 on you very, very soon, because I think, you are very misguided. I also think Quebec, with, what's his name, Mr. LeBlanc? I always screw up these names. I think it's Mr. LeBlanc. But anyways, the Bloc Québécois, the Bloc, monsieur, leader, cares only about separatism, and it's hurt his province. He's done, the province has done a lot of remarkable things. So has Alberta, and so has every other province across Canada. Let's make that perfectly clear. So questions, comments in the comments section. Love and peace to everybody. Let me know what you think. Take care. Talk to you all soon. Ciao for now.